Would you pay a company $130 a year just for the privilege of shopping there? Millions of people do, every single year. And here's the part that sounds like a trick question. Costco almost doesn't care what you buy once you're inside. Let that sink in for a second. A retailer that isn't really trying to profit from the retail. To understand how strange that is, you have to understand what a normal store does. A normal store buys a product for one price and sells it to you for more. That gap, the markup, is the business. Grocery stores mark products up 25%, sometimes 50%. Department stores can mark clothing up 100% or more. That markup is where the profit lives. Costco doesn't do that. Costco has an internal rule, going back to its founding by James Sinegal and Jeffrey Brotman in 1983, that no product gets marked up more than about 15%. Some items even less. If a supplier's cost goes down, Costco's price goes down with it, automatically, no negotiation needed. Walk down any Costco aisle and you are, by design, looking at some of the thinnest retail margins on the planet. Sinegal, in particular, came up through the discount retail world working for a man named Saul Price, who had pioneered the membership warehouse concept decades earlier with a chain called Price Club. Sinegal didn't just borrow the idea. He built an entire philosophy around it. He believed, almost stubbornly, that a retailer's job wasn't to extract the most money possible from every transaction. It was to earn the right to be trusted with your money again next year. That single idea, carried from one mentor to one student, ended up shaping one of the most unusual business models in modern retail. So how does a company built on razor-thin margins become one of the most profitable retailers in the world? The answer isn't in the aisles. It's at the front door, the one you can't walk through without a membership card. Here's the number that changes everything. In a typical year, Costco's membership fees alone, that's $60 to $130 you pay just to shop there, account for close to the company's entire operating profit, sometimes more than all of it. The merchandise? It's basically break even. It might as well be free. Think about what that means. Costco isn't really a retailer that happens to charge a membership fee. It's a membership business that happens to sell you groceries. The warehouse, the bulk pallets, the free samples, the giant rotisserie chickens sold at a loss for over a decade just to keep you walking in the door. None of that is the actual product. It's the bait. The product is the card in your wallet. And once you understand that, every other decision Costco makes starts to make sense. Why does Costco famously refuse to spend $1 on traditional advertising? Because it doesn't need to convince new customers to try a product. It needs existing members to renew. Why does Costco pay its warehouse workers significantly more than the retail industry average, with wages well above minimum wage and strong benefits? Because a company running on subscription renewals lives or dies on the experience inside the store. A miserable employee behind a miserable checkout line is a renewal risk. Compare that to competitors chasing the same customer. Sam's Club and BJ's Wholesale both run similar membership warehouse models, yet neither has matched Costco's renewal rates or its reputation. Analysts who study the space point to the same explanation over and over. Costco treats the membership fee as sacred, something it will not compromise to squeeze extra profit elsewhere, while competitors have occasionally blurred that line, letting non-members shop with a small surcharge or leaning harder on in-aisle markups. Costco's rivals borrowed the structure. They didn't fully borrow the discipline behind it. Now here's the twist that most people never clock. Costco's renewal rate, the percentage of members who pay again the following year, sits above 90% in the United States, year after year. In the software industry, that number would be extraordinary. Investors would call it best-in-class retention. They just wouldn't expect to hear it about a warehouse full of 40 packs of paper towels. That's the real reason Wall Street prices Costco's stock more like a subscription company than a grocery chain. A traditional supermarket trades at a modest multiple of its earnings because grocery margins are thin and unpredictable. Costco trades at a premium that looks a lot more like a software company's valuation. Because analysts aren't really betting on how many rotisserie chickens get sold next quarter. They're betting on whether 60 million households keep swiping that card. And here's where it gets even more deliberate. Costco caps its own profit margins on purpose. That 15% ceiling isn't a limitation the company is fighting against. It's a promise. It tells every member, no matter what, we will never squeeze you at the register. The only place we ask you to pay us directly is the membership fee once a year out in the open. Nothing hidden in the price tag. This is also why Costco has historically raised its membership fee so rarely and so cautiously, compared to how often other subscription businesses quietly raise prices on existing customers. Costco treats a fee increase as a major event, something to be justified openly, almost apologetically, because the entire trust structure of the business depends on members believing the company isn't trying to extract more than it promised. A streaming service can raise its price by $2 and lose a small percentage of subscribers without anyone really noticing. Costco raising its fee makes national news because the fee isn't just revenue. It's the entire foundation the relationship is built on. Compare that to how a normal retailer treats you. Every markup, every sale that isn't really a sale, every shrinking product size at the same price, all of that is designed to extract a little more from you without you fully noticing. Costco flips the entire relationship. It says, up front, we're going to charge you a fee, and in exchange, we promise not to nickel and dime you once you're inside. That's not just clever pricing psychology, though it is that too. It's the entire business model, hiding in plain sight behind bulk toilet paper and a hot dog combo that hasn't gone up in price since 1985. A promise so central to the company's identity that when a new CEO once joked about raising it, the co-founder reportedly told him, half serious, that he'd be killed if he touched that price. Kirkland Signature, Costco's private label, plays into the same hidden strategy. Roughly a third of everything Costco sells now carries that house brand, manufactured to Costco's own specifications, often by the very same factories that make the name brand version sitting one shelf over, at a lower price, and frequently comparable or better quality. Kirkland isn't just a cheaper alternative, it's a loyalty engine. Once a member trusts Kirkland, they stop comparison shopping altogether. They just renew. So the next time you walk past a pallet of 36 granola bars or a 5-pound tub of mixed nuts, remember what you're actually looking at. You're not looking at Costco's business. You're looking at Costco's bait. The real business already happened the moment you paid your annual fee at the counter. Everything after that is just Costco keeping its promise so you come back and pay it again next year. It's a strange kind of honesty, buried inside a business model most people never think to question. Costco isn't hiding a scheme. It's hiding a subscription, one that's sitting in your wallet right now, disguised as a plastic card with your photo on it. And maybe that's the real lesson here. Sometimes the most profitable version of a business isn't the one that charges you the most per item. It's the one that convinces you to keep showing up and structures everything else around making sure you never want to stop. If you enjoyed this one, you'll probably like our episode on McDonald's, another company whose real business has almost nothing to do with what it's famous for selling. Subscribe for more deep dives into the Boardroom Files.